On April 25th, after having visited Paris and Luxembourg, we were ready to start the river cruise portion of our tour on board the Viking Gefjon, sailing the Rhine Rhapsody on the Moselle River from Trier in Germany to Basel in Switzerland, with ports of call in Kochen, Koblenz, Heidelberg and Strasbourg. We were lucky to have been participants of the Gefjon's maiden voyage. In Norse mythology, Gefjon is the daughter of Odin, the greatest of the Norse gods. Following are pictures of our comfortable cabin and of some of the Gefjon's common areas. About Trier, it is located on the Moselle River in the west of Germany and is believed to be the oldest city in Germany, founded in 16 BC as a Roman colony by Emperor Caesar Augustus. Early in the morning we boarded the tour bus that would take us to the historical center of Trier. The tour guide chose a high point in the area that afforded great views of the ancient city, and in spite of the rain, we were able to capture video clips and pictures of some of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Today, no other city north of the Alps boasts such a bonanza of remains, from the 20,000-seat amphitheater to the Constantine Bus to the Porta Negra. On our way to the Electoral Palace. Trier's impressive Electoral Palace, built as a wing to Constantine's Basilica, is considered one of the finest examples of Rococo style in Germany. The Baroque palace gardens are a peaceful green oasis in the middle of the city. The Basilica of Constantine, or Aula Palatina, is a Roman palace basilica that was built by the Emperor Constantine at the beginning of the 4th century. Today it is used as the Church of the Redeemer and owned by a congregation within the Evangelical Church in the Rhineland. The basilica contains the largest remaining hall from antiquity. The hall has a length of 67 meters, a width of 26 meters, and a height of 33 meters. It has been designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. During the Middle Ages, it was used as the residence for the Bishop of Trier. In the 17th century, the Archbishop constructed his palace just next to the Aula Palatina. Later, in the 19th century, the building was restored to its original Roman state. In 1856, the Aula Palatina became a Protestant church. In 1944, the building burned due to an air raid of the Allied forces during World War II. When it was repaired after the war, the historical inner decorations from the 19th century were not reconstructed, so that the brick walls are visible from the inside as well. Details that demonstrate that the Aula Palatina was equipped with a floor and wall heating system. On the left, St. Peter's Cathedral, and on the right, the Church of Our Lady. The Church of Our Lady in Trier is, along with the Cathedral of Magdeburg, the earliest Gothic church in Germany, and falls into the architectural tradition of the French Gothic cathedrals. It is located next to the Trier Dome or St. Peter's Cathedral. The High Cathedral of St. Peter is a Roman Catholic church and is the oldest cathedral in the country. The edifice is notable for its extremely long lifespan and their multiple different eras, each contributing some elements to its design, including the center of the main chapel being made of Roman brick laid under the direction of St. Helen, resulting in a cathedral added on to gradually rather than rebuilt in different eras. The Latin inscription above the clock on the tower reads, "You do not know at what time the Lord is coming." The interior is of 3 Romanesque naves with Gothic vaulting. Behind the main altar structure, built with an opening in its center, is the Baroque chapel for the relic of the seamless robe of Jesus, recovered from the interior of the high altar in 1512. Its dimensions, 112.5 meters in length by 41 meters in width, make it the largest church structure in Trier. Baroque stucco work in the vault of the West End choir. Following are pictures we captured on our way toward Porta Nigra. St. Galgof's Church is a Roman Catholic church. After Trier's Cathedral, it is the second oldest church building in the city. The building was lower and humbler until, in 1507, a rich widow donated money to the city to have 2 tower stories with larger windows added. The main market became the center of medieval Trier, with St. Gangolf's Church, the State House, access to the cathedral and to the Jewish quarter, as well as to 6 streets altogether. The estate building was dedicated in 1483. It was destroyed in 1944 and rebuilt in 1970. The market's fountain from 1595 shows St. Peter, the patron saint of the cathedral as well as the city, standing on top, surrounded by the 4 cardinal virtues of good city government: justice, strength, temperance, and wisdom, but also by monsters and frolicking monkeys. The market cross, which dates from 958, commemorates the Viking destruction of 882. The original cross is in the Municipal Museum. The Jewish alley entrance leads into the former medieval Jewish quarter. The Jews were expelled from Trier in 1418. When the Jews were called back after 1600, they settled in different parts of the city. After the Holocaust of the Nazi era, the Jewish community in Trier is quite small. A McDonald's restaurant in the ground floor of the Dome Hotel building. The House of the Three Magi was built around 1230, when Trier's medieval city wall was not yet finished. Each house had to defend itself, and the entrance was the window on the right, accessible only by ladder or wooden staircase that could be pulled up. The doors, leveled with the street, are modern. The color scheme of the house, however, is the recreation of considerable original remains. Karl Marx house in which Karl Marx, the father of modern socialism and communism, was born in 1818. The Porta Nigra, Latin for Black Gate, is today the largest Roman city gate north of the Alps. It is designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The name Porta Nigra originated in the Middle Ages due to the darkened color of its stone. The original Roman name has not been preserved. Locals commonly refer to the Porta Nigra simply as Porta. The modern appearance of the Porta Nigra goes back almost unchanged to the reconstruction ordered by Napoleon. At the south side of the Porta Nigra, remains of Roman columns line the last 100 meters of the street leading to the gate. Positioned where they had stood in Roman times, they give a slight impression of the aspect of the original Roman street that was lined with colonnades. The gate is today closed to cars but stands right next to one of the main streets of Trier. In addition to the general pollution, the exhaust fumes of the passing cars have been damaging the stones for decades. Generally, however, the Porta Nigra is still in remarkable condition. Then it was back to the Viking Gefjon for lunch, as it set sail for Bernkastel Kew at 1 in the afternoon. Stay tuned for the next chapter covering the afternoon scenic sailing and the Bernkastel Kew's walking tour.